run away if I gotta wait for you. I'm gonna wait if I gotta...
Hello everyone, today I want to talk about what I think is one of the most underrated gold farm in TBC Anniversary, Hellfire Ramparts. This is a dungeon that can be farmed efficiently by mages, druids, hunters, warlocks, and paladins. Now, I've already made guides showing the fastest route through the dungeon and how to solo every boss. But today I want to answer a different question. How much gold can Hellfire Ramparts actually make? Because when people talk about this dungeon, they usually only think about the raw gold. But in reality, that's only a small part of the profit. Between valuable green items, blue drops, locked chests, enchanting materials, boss loot, and wonder gold, this dungeon has a surprising number of income sources. So let me break down exactly where that gold comes from and why I consider Hellfire Ramparts 300 to 400 gold per hour. Before we talk about the loot, it's important to mention this isn't a farm you can jump into with a fresh level 70 gear. Your gear directly affects your gold per hour. The faster you kill mobs, the larger your pools can be, the less time you spend drinking, and the faster you can reset the instance. A well-geared character can chain runs almost non-stop, while an under-geared one will spend a lot of time recovering between pools. And let's be honest, getting your character geared, leveling profession, farming reputation, and preparing for endgame content take a massive amount of time. That is where today's sponsor, Skycoach, comes in. They are a massive trusted platform with pro-level support for over 130 titles. Whether you need them to level up your profession, farm honor and other in-game currencies, or secure you a spot in a top-tier raid or dungeon alongside pro players to get fully geared, they handle everything safely and privately. What I really love about them is their 24/7 instant support chat, and they even back everything with a full refund guarantee, so you have complete peace of mind and know you're always covered. Save yourself days of endless grinding. Click the link at the very top of the description below and use code MorpheusTV at checkout to get an extra 10% off your order. A huge thanks to Skycoach for sponsoring this video. Now, once your gear is set, let's take a look at where the gold actually comes from. We'll start with the guaranteed income. Every single run gives a consistent amount of raw gold from the mobs plus a solid chunk of wonder trash loot. On average, you're looking at around 35 gold per run, with roughly 20 gold coming directly from coin drops and the rest from wandering grey items. It's not the biggest source of profit on its own, but it's guaranteed every run and create a very reliable baseline from the farm. Now we get to what I think is the real reason to farm Hellfire Ramparts, the green items. This is where I see most players losing out on serious gold. As soon as a green drops, they wander or disenchant it without even checking its value. But many of these items are level 57 to 60, making them perfect upgrades for freshly boosted characters and players just stepping into Outland. That means there is a constant demand on the auction house. As you can see from my TSM data, many of these green consistently sell for several times their vendor value. And key pieces can easily reach 40 to 50 gold depending on their stat affixes. Of course, not every green is valuable. Learning which affixes players actually want is what separates an average farm from a great one. I've actually made a dedicated video showing over 100 green items I've sold along with the top performing affixes. So if you want to optimize your sales, be sure to check that out in the card above. If I had to pick the two best professions for this farm, they would definitely be enchanting and engineering. Enchanting lets you squeeze maximum value out of every reset. If you're killing bosses, you loot several blues per run. Many of them are far more worth when you disenchant them into small prismatic shards, while others like the end boss ring and weapons are actually better sold directly to the vendor. Knowing when to disenchant versus when to vendor is another quick way to boost your hourly average. Engineering is just as vital. Ramparts feature a locked chest spawn that can contain valuable blues, rare gems, scrolls, potions, or greens, and of course extra raw gold. Over dozens of runs, those extra chest rewards add up significantly. Another major factor that sets Rampart apart is the bosses. Most players know about Bear Druid soloing them for blue loot, but classes like mages, can actually get the best of both worlds. Not only can you clear the trash efficiently for all those high value green, but you can also solo every boss afterward for extra loot. That means in a single run, you're farming auction house greens, boss blues, disenchant material, raw gold, chest loot, all that at once. These become exceptionally lucrative right before a new phase launch, when players start leveling fresh alts and green demand spikes. If you want to master the strategy, I have a complete guides on how to solo every boss, how to do every pack, and how good every affix is for green items. Check the description below for all the guides necessary for this farm. Thank you for watching and bye bye.